I know there are a lot of people who do not understand suicide. And when we hear about someone passing away due to suicide, you will hear and see comments that say, well, they had this and that going on. What was so bad that they had to take their own life? What about their spouse? How could they? What about their children? What about the people that love them? How could they do that? They are so selfish. Or we also look at their success and things that they actually have, what their house looks like, what their cars look like, maybe even what they look like physically. And we'll say they had everything. Well, do wealthy people not pass by suicide, or successful people not pass by suicide, or what you view as an attractive person pass away by suicide? But it just goes to show how detached we are. And in a world where we are so connected, we are so disconnected. We are less human than we have ever been. We lack empathy on so many levels. And I was at one point one of those people. I didn't understand suicide. I didn't understand how somebody could be so weak or so selfish to take their own life until I got to a point in my life where I was so low and darkness was all around me, and I was in a spot that no one could reach me. My kids couldn't reach me. My family couldn't reach me. All of those people that loved me were not able to reach me. And at one point I felt like the only way to escape the darkness and the only way to stop the pain was for me to somehow leave here. My daughter was 2 years old, and I thought about leaving here on her second birthday because the pain was consuming me. That's how low and how dark it got. And I had to dig so deep, and I was so tired of fighting, and I was so tired of being strong, and I was so tired of putting up this front around people as if everything was fine, everything was okay. I was what I would have considered and what I refer to when I talk to people, the walking dead. I was a zombie. Certain people knew something wasn't right. One of the reasons why I have a fear of cameras, and like before I make a video, I have to like psych myself up, is because for so long, when I was in a world where cameras were around at times, I never wanted to be on camera because I knew somebody would find me out. I knew that there would be a moment where the cameraman would take his lens and capture a look on my face or capture a look in my eyes, and somebody out there would see it and know how broken I was, and they would know that I was putting up a front. And at that moment, I didn't want anybody to know. I was so used to hiding it. And when you do that, it consumes you. It consumes you. And we have to understand that not everybody makes it out of that dark place. Not everybody is going to win that fight. And unless you've been in that spot, and unless you have literally, you're not fighting for your life, unless you have literally had to fight for your fucking soul, it is so hard to understand. That is one of the hardest things. It is the hardest thing I have ever had to do. I don't wish that spot on anyone. It has given me a level of compassion and empathy that I never knew was possible, because before that I was so hard. I was so rigid. And so now when I see stories about someone who passes due to suicide, and someone who was tired and who was exhausted and who wanted to ease the pain, my heart goes out to them. I've been there. I get it. And I don't wish that experience on anyone. But I mean, if you don't soften your hearts, if you don't open up, you will learn. You will learn and you will understand, because it will touch you or it will touch someone close to you. So this is just a reminder, especially now during the holidays, that we just need to all be more human.